Big M. He was the next one in the live chat. Everybody remember to like your screen as you come up, or to tap your screen as you come up to like the live, get some people in here, have some conversations. What's up, the Big M? You doing okay today?
Yeah, I am. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man. What's on your mind?
So actually, I want to bring up the two examples that you just gave. So you said that the flowers that your wife had were beautiful. Yeah, we have evidence that those flowers evolved to look the way they did. And
Yeah,
in,
so
and in a
can I,
lot of
you go
cases,
ahead.
and in a lot of cases, we as humans created the environment for them to look how they look. So like I don't understand how beauty is evidence for God.
Yeah, so then let me maybe kind of explain that a little bit. So nothing about, if one thinks that the biological life that comes about around us comes about through evolutionary processes, nothing about that is going to undercut my justification for thinking that they're beautiful. And I'd point out there's a lot of beauty in the natural world that doesn't result from this kind of evolutionary process. So, nothing about holding to an evolutionary worldview is going to be problematic for me. So here's what I mean when I say beauty is evidence for God, and I'll kind of put it simply. So first off, let's talk about what does it mean to say that something constitutes evidence. I take evidence just to be kind of data that raises the probability of a hypothesis. So if I have some chunk of data and that data is more expected under hypothesis A and really unexpected under hypothesis B, that constitutes evidence for hypothesis A. And so when we're looking at data and we're trying to explain that data, that's something I want to have in mind. And so I think beauty is one of these things. So I'll put it like this. I see that I'm in this world which is suffused with beauty kind of from top to bottom, and from when I look at the stars, or when I look at mountains, or when I look at flowers outside my window, if can't see any here, but or hummingbirds or things like that. See, like the world is kind of filled with this type of natural beauty. But beautiful objects usually don't seem to arise in the absence of artistic intent. In fact, even with artistic intent, a lot of times it doesn't come about, because it kind of turns out it's kind of is hard to make things that are beautiful. It seems like people go to school and they study for a long time to be artists, and very few make a career from it. And so if the world lacked artistic intent, it sure is surprising that I see so many beautiful objects. But under atheism, like all this beautiful stuff I see lacked artistic intent. So that's really seems surprising and improbable under atheism. But this isn't the case under theism, because theism does posit artistic intent behind the world. And so because this data of beauty in the natural world is unexpected under atheism, but not unexpected under theism, it does constitute evidence.
So everything you just said, from the natural patterns we see in life to the aurora borealis, all of those have an exact scientific explanation. Now, some of these phenomena we don't exact.
Wait.
No. Hey.
I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I'm not trying to be rude, okay? I want to have a good conversation with you. When you say these things have a scientific explanation,
Yes.
Are you saying the origin of the object has a scientific explanation, or are you saying our experience of the object has a scientific explanation?
All of the phenomena that you are talking about have scientific explanations on why they exist and how they exist, and we can trace. And in a lot of cases, we can trace where they came from. Although, as humans, we don't have all of the means to measure the things that we would like to. But the things we can measure.
Can we pause there? So you seem to think that saying because you have a type of scientific explanation of this phenomena that somehow undercuts the point I made about there are beautiful objects, and beautiful objects seem to come from artistic intent. Whatever scientific empirical data you want to point to, I can be like, cool, I'm affirming that empirical data and I'm adding artistic intent into it because of the beauty of the object. And so my data is. Go ahead.
You don't have any evidence of artistic intent.
I do. It's the beauty. It's the beauty of the object.
You are simply saying, because I think it is beautiful, I am choosing to believe it could not have existed unless somebody or something intended it to look that way.
No, so listen, when we are, do you deny that things like the Milky Way galaxy are beautiful? Like, when you look at like a rose, like you don't think that's beautiful?
Do I believe they were created by some grand creator? No, I do not.
No, that's not what I'm asking you. Dude, I'm just asking you, do you think flowers are beautiful? Do you think the Milky Way is beautiful? It's not a hard question.
Sure.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. That like, so we have this object, and this object's beautiful. And now I'm trying to figure out, it's like, and I have a lot of these objects that are beautiful. And it seems to me like beautiful things usually arise because of artistic intent. And they usually don't arise if artistic intent isn't there. If people are making buildings or cars or houses and they don't care at all about it being beautiful, like they're not being intentional about it, they usually turn out pretty ugly. And there's a lot of architecture that could justify that.
But again, you don't have evidence of that. You are simply saying, because this
Evidence of what?
You don't have evidence that there wasn't artistic intent.
I do, that this is beautiful. I'm making an inference on the fact that beauty usually doesn't arise in the absence of artistic intent. I'm inferring artistic intent based off the beauty.
Usually.
Yeah, I'm making an inference. Yeah, this is a probabilistic claim. This is how this works.
No. So what is no, because what you are saying is,
can we calm down? You seem to be getting irritated. I want to have a good, fun conversation with you.
I'm not getting irritated, and please don't tell me to calm down. You are saying that in your worldview, something cannot be beautiful unless it was put there by something that created it.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
Yes, you were.
No. I'm making a probabilistic claim. Okay. I'm saying usually when X is present, that is an indicator of Y. Okay. I'm saying that X is an indicator of Y. That's a different claim than saying X necessarily entails Y. Do what now?
Beauty is not a scientific indicator.
I haven't claimed that it's a scientific indicator. I never mentioned scientific in this. When did I say a scientific indicator?
You have said if something is beautiful, it is because someone put it there.
I didn't say that. I said that beauty usually is connected to artistic intent and that a theistic explanation therefore better explains the beauty I see because a theistic explanation is one which incorporates artistic intent and therefore makes the beauty I see in the world more expected, and that atheism, in contrast, makes the beauty I see in the world unexpected.
Again, how is that evidence of your claim? The unexpected beauty makes it more significant, not less significant.
Okay, so can we agree on what constitutes evidence? If I have a piece of data that is unlikely under hypothesis A, but it's likely under hypothesis B, that makes that piece of data as evidence for hypothesis B. This is just a kind of Bayesian account of evidence that I'm using.
Sure, but beauty is not evidence because beauty is not objective.
Well, so I disagree with that. So I think that when I look at the world, I have strong indications that there is objectively a right and wrong way to respond to certain objects. So let me give you an example. So
that's not what I
let's
said.
suppose, but you said that, no, but you said beauty isn't objective, right? You said you're thinking it's purely subjective?
Yeah, beauty is subjective.
Okay, so there's not an objective. I just want to clarify. You're suggesting that there's not a property of, like when I'm looking at an object and I say, oh, that object's beautiful. You're saying there's not an actual property that object has, which is beauty.
Correct. It is, again, beauty is...
Okay, so let's investigate that claim. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I answer your question?
Well, you just did, but sure, go ahead, elaborate if you want to.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I can look at a piece of painting that millions of people believe to be beautiful, and I don't find beauty in it.
So let's talk about that.
I can look at a person that many people believe is beautiful and say, okay, I understand you see beauty in that. I do not.
So let's have a conversation, okay? I want to make some points that go against this. So you said,
trying to have a conversation.
You're not trying to have a conversation?
No. I am trying to have a conversation.
Okay, cool. Then I think what you just said is wrong, okay? And let me explain why I think what you just said is wrong. So when I observe my experiences in the world, I think I have what you might call objectivist intuitions that suggest that no, not all beauty can just kind of be hand-waved away as just being purely subjective. And so I kind of have a variety of data points here, and that I think my position accounts for these data points better than your position does, okay? So let me give you an example. Let's suppose that you and I, we go on a hike to the top of a mountain, which has a view of a valley down below. The sun is starting to set and everything is basking cast in a warm glow. You turn to me and you say, wow, isn't it beautiful up here? To which I reply, oh, that view of the valley is horrid. I then walk over to a pile of feces with maggots crawling in it, and I say to you sincerely, now this is beautiful. I start taking out my phone to get a photo of the feces. I set the photo as my wallpaper. I send the picture to my wife. I think that you would think there is something wrong with me. Like there was just, like I'm just my intuition is like I would just be objectively wrong to make that type of response to the feces over the mountains, right? And that's as obviously wrong to me as that there's a hand in front of my face.
So you trying to say that would be objectively wrong of you? No.
No, no, wait, can I finish? Can I finish real quick?
No. But what I'm trying to say is,
well, let me finish.
I would subjectively.
Let me finish, okay? So my intuition is that there's just like that isn't just a matter. Both of those people. My intuition is, and my experience of the world is that it doesn't seem like those people are both equally right. It seems like one of those people is more tracking, like one of their responses is more appropriate for what they're seeing than the other, and that this is objective. And I would notice that let me finish. Listen, I let you talk, like I'm gonna let you talk after this, okay? So I have this experience of the world, and I would notice that when I make a statement about, the waterfall is beautiful, that seems to be a straightforward statement about the object comparable to the box's cubicle. Like our language simply expresses the concept that it is the object which bears this property. I would point out that when we get angry, when we see beautiful things destroyed, like if I see a Rembrandt painting slashed with a knife, I get irritated at that. I think there's something wrong about that. But not just because of monetary value or disrespect for the person, but because it seems like there's an object that has beauty and it's being destroyed, and beauty has a type of intrinsic value. So I have kind of all these data points that I need to incorporate, and my view about beauty is one which is consistent with my intuitions about these things, about getting angry when beauty is destroyed and the man on the mountain and stuff like that. So my view is consistent with these intuitions. Your view is just to say all of this is wrong, and that's contrary to my experiences. So unless you have a strong defeater to present, I'm justified in taking my experiences and my intuitions on this at face value.
I have never said that. So first of all, none of what you said is a data point.
Oh, you don't think our experiences are data points?
No, because personal experience is not data in the scientific sense.
I'm not talking about a scientific world, though. I'm just talking about I'm having to make inferences. So right now, when you go about your life, you see things. You have experiences of a phone is in front of you. You have experiences of things you remember, and you make inferences and you craft explanations of the world based off those data points. If you don't think experiences are data points that we have to account for, then you're not going to be able to do any type of reasoning.
That's not true, because you take what you have observed, you find the most reasonable.
That's an experience. What you observe is an experience.
Again, man, can you please let me finish?
Go ahead, sure.
Let's go back to what you were saying, the person on top of the mountain.
Okay.
You sincerely said, I believe that pile is beautiful. Whereas the other person said, I believe that mountain view is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Those are subjective differences, not objective differences.
I disagree. Why should I think that? Because my intuitions say otherwise. So why should I think that you're right on that?
Because the simple fact that he believes that pile is beautiful and you don't, that is his subjective reasoning. That is his subjective opinion.
Okay, wait. Are you suggesting that if two people disagree about the truth statement, about a true statement, that means that the true statement itself is subjective?
Beauty isn't a factual statement.
Well, wait, I just asked a question. So you made the claim that because we disagreed about this thing, because we disagreed about what was beautiful, therefore that makes the beauty statement subjective. Are you insinuating that anytime we have a proposition, if people disagree about the truth of the proposition, that therefore that claim is itself subjective? Is that what you're insinuating?
No, that is absolutely
Then why did you make that argument? So why should I think, when I have this scenario of the man on the mountain,
can you let me
if my intuition is...
Can you let me explain?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Number one, again, beauty. I'm not talking about truthful statements in general. I'm talking about this specific situation. Beauty is subjective.
Why should I think that's the case?
Because it's simply fact.
Show it to me. My experiences and my intuitions of the world, especially this thought example I just gave, seems to indicate no. Like my intuitive reaction is that it is not subjective. These two opinions about the feces in the mountain, they're not equal.
Name a single artist you don't like.
A single artist I don't like? I don't know off the top of my head. An artist that I don't like. I'm just gonna. We'll use a placeholder. I'll say artist X.
I want you to answer the question.
Okay, sure. So an artist, I mean, I don't know of an artist that I strongly dislike off the top of my head. So tell you what we'll do. Can we just say placeholder, or we'll say artist X?
Okay, then a musical artist.
Okay, so just artist X, like just when we can plug in some artists. There are some artists I don't like, so I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Okay.
So we'll use X as a placeholder then.
So the fact that you don't like X and other people do like X, dispute your evidence, because some people might think X is absolutely beautiful, whereas you think, oh no, I hate X. I can't stand X.
So there's an issue here.
X is ugly.
Wait, so you're suggesting that if people disagree about a true statement, that means the true statement is subjective. Do you think there is anything? Wait, can I ask you a question? Do you think? Wait, that's what you're implying. You're saying that because I think this artist is bad and other people think it's good, therefore beauty is subjective. That is the argument you're presenting.
No, it is not. That is not the argument that I am saying.
I mean, that seems to be your argument.
No, it is not. What I am saying is that people can disagree about what they think about a piece of art, about a song.
People can disagree about that. I agree. People disagree.
And be equally correct and equally valid.
I disagree. I disagree that that's true in all instances. So for instance, the two people on the mountain, they disagree about the beauty. I don't think they're equally right. It is as clear to me that they are not equally right as is clear. Okay, but see the thing, why? Okay, so when you say that's subjective, why should I take that?
I didn't say that's subjective. I said that is your opinion.
My view? When you say opinion, do you mean view or do you mean, because opinion usually use subjective. Okay, I'm just trying to understand what you mean by subjective here, or opinion here, excuse me. Are you saying when it's my opinion, is it my belief? Yes, it is my belief. Why should I think that belief is false?
You don't have to believe that opinion is false, but you, simply because you hold that belief does not make it true. Or does not.
Okay, but so I'm asking you. So
does not make another person's opinion on that same subject any less valid.
Okay, but here's the thing. So I'm giving an explanation of why I think beauty is evidence for God, and I am going. Hey, what's up, Christian? Sorry, I had to say hi to a guy in the chat. When I'm making inferences about the world, I have to go based off my experiences and the data points that I have. And so what I'm recognizing is that it seems to me that these two people, they're not equal. Now, if you want to say, oh, that's just your belief, okay, that's my belief, but that belief is based on my experience, and so I think I'm justified in taking that as true in the absence of a defeater. And so I'm going to infer based off that belief these things about beauty and God. And so otherwise of just asserting that beauty is subjective and just saying that my intuition is wrong, you haven't actually provided a defeater of my view.
Because there's no I'm not trying to provide a quote-unquote defeater of your argument. I'm simply saying, because you think something is beautiful does not mean everybody thinks something is beautiful.
I've never claimed that.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't. I've never said that if Garb thinks something is beautiful, everyone thinks someone is beautiful. I've never said that. Yes. I've made the claim that I think that there are objects in the natural world, many objects in the natural world which are beautiful. And then I said okay, I need to explain these objects, and I've started to think about what is the best explanation for those beautiful objects. And all you've tried to do is say, well, the objects aren't, beautiful, or they're not objectively beautiful, or something like that. And I've pushed back. This is why I see. I mean, I don't say this in a mean way. I'm not sure you know what your argument is here, because I think I am actually representing you correctly.
No. You are just intentionally misunderstanding what I am saying because you cannot fathom being wrong.
No, I can fathom being wrong. I've been wrong about lots of things. Go for it.
All I am saying is that simply because you believe something is beautiful, and somebody else does not think something is beautiful, that does not make you objectively correct. It doesn't.
It doesn't necessarily entail that, but so here's a position I hold to. If my experiences indicate to me that something is the case, I'm justified in taking those experiences at face value in the absence of a defeater. And if you deny this and you say, no, James, you're not capable, you can't take your experiences at face value in the absence of a defeater. If you say that that's wrong, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting yourself in a pit of radical skepticism that you can't get out of, because then you can't know anything. Because we have to rely on our experiences. We have to give our experiences benefit of the doubt.
See, the problem of what you're doing, you are taking things that cannot be objectively measured and found factually and exactly true, and saying, if you don't hold my opinion of this, then you are wrong. Because this is why we have things like philosophy. Because there are answers that not everybody is going to agree with. And there are things.
Wait, so let's back up there. Are you suggesting that unless something can be like objectively measured, that there's no truth value about it?
What do you mean by truth value? Again, you keep using these words that you seem to believe are significant.
Can you give me an example of a word that I think is significant?
Truth value.
Yeah, to say, do you know? So if I say a statement is true, I would say that let's say I have a proposition like today is Tuesday or something like that. I would say that statement has truth value, like it's either true or false. That's not as significant. That's not me trying to be profound.
That's not a value. That is simply a statement of fact. Whereas
that is, I don't think that's like to say that something has value, to say that it has truth value is just to say it's true or false. That's how I'm using that word, and that's not uncommon. My use of that is not uncommon.
No, saying today is Tuesday. That's not saying, oh, that's a truth value. That's a truth value. See, that doesn't make sense.
Well, this is common vernacular and used in the field of philosophy, and so if you're having trouble making sense of it, I can maybe recommend sources for you in the philosophical literature, but this is not that complicated.
I'm good. So we agree. Today is Tuesday. That is true. That is true. It's not a true value. It is the truth. That is
okay. So the proposition today is Tuesday. That proposition has a truth value. And the truth value that it has is that it's true. That's what I'm saying. So some propositions you may think don't have truth values.
Did God make today Tuesday? Or did humans make today Tuesday?
I don't quite follow that question. I mean, so you could answer that several different ways. You could think about, you could answer that in ways like, I think that God creates the world, and so in some sense plays a causal role in the truth of today being Tuesday comes about. But also humans played, I think, a causal role in it because humans have this, construction and categorization of the weeks and things like that. So it's kind of an odd question. I'm not sure how it pertains to the beauty question.
It's not an odd question. Humans made the days. Humans made the weeks. Humans made the months. Humans made... We made the labels for them. We made the label Tuesday. Sure, cool. How is this helping you? Humans made Tuesday. Okay, wonderful. Humans chose what Tuesday is. Wonderful.
So humans picked a label to refer to this day of the week. Yeah, we use this label. It's a semantic term.
So God did not make it. Wonderful.
Did God make the semantic term Tuesday? No, I don't think God made the word, that semantic phrase Tuesday. I think that's something that comes about from human creation. But that doesn't mean that God didn't create Tuesday in the sense that he creates the universe, which allows for Tuesday as a day of the week to recur. These are different questions. Or are we talking, and this is why I said this is an odd question and it could be answered in different ways, is it's unclear when you're referring to Tuesday. Are you referring to that day like it's like an ontological object? Or are you referring to the word Tuesday, the label? And so we can continue to go down the Tuesday rabbit hole, or you can get back to trying to assess and object to the evidence that I've given. I've also seen you in the chat, Christian. I'll give this guy a few more minutes.
Except you haven't given any evidence.
I have pointed to evidence. I've pointed to beauty. You agree there's beauty in the natural world. I've pointed to the fact that beauty usually is an indicator of artistic intent. Therefore, the beauty in the world should be changed.
Show me any evidence that there is artistic intent in any of the natural beauty that you claim to have been created by
The fact that it's beautiful, the fact that it's beautiful is itself the evidence of
beauty is
artistic
not a
intent because
property.
evidence.
Beauty is not
I
a
disagree.
property.
I disagree, and I already gave arguments about why I think
Yes,
beauty is
you
a
did.
property, and you've
It
just
says you
asserted that
didn't.
I'm wrong.
No,
No,
it says
I
you
gave
didn't.
examples. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go through them again for the people in the chat. So first off, in our everyday language, we say things like the waterfall is beautiful, which seems to be a straightforward statement about the object comparable to the box is cubicle. Our
Somebody's
language
opinion.
simply
That is
expresses the
somebody's
concept.
opinion.
Well, let me finish. Listen, if you want, I'm gonna quickly go through my points, and then if you want to refer to them, you can. So this isn't just my opinion. This is how our language usually works. Like we say things like this is beautiful, that is beautiful. That is a true statement about how we use these words. Now, you may think that the propositional content that those words expresses is subjective, but the fact that we talk in this way, like this is just a fact of the word. If somebody says to you, you are hideous or you are beautiful, the reason that this insult stings or the compliment feels good is because we recognize they are making an ontological statement about us. They're making a statement about properties that we have,
That is
not merely their
false.
psychological
That is
response to
absolutely
seeing
not
us.
true. That is simply
Why is not?
untrue.
Why
That
is that
simply
untrue?
untrue.
Why is that untrue?
Because the vast majority of the time somebody chooses to insult you is because they personally dislike you. And
Okay, but wait.
let me finish. And that
Go ahead.
personal dislike, they choose to use those words because they are trying to hurt you. They are not speaking to some metaphysical and
No, but wait, let's pause there. If somebody says, I don't like you because you're ugly, and that would be a very mean thing to say, they are making a statement about me if they say that. And that's how I understood it. And that is hurtful. We take that as hurtful because we understand that they are making an assertion about a property that we have.
They're not making an assertion about a property we have. They're forming an opinion based on how they see us, not based on that.
So is your position that when somebody makes a statement about this is beautiful or that's ugly, that they're not actually talking about the object, they're talking about their own mental states?
No, that's not what I'm talking about, and you know that.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I think I'm just going to have to let you go because you will say things in which it seems clear to me that you're saying one thing, and then as soon as I just articulate that view back to you.
Except I'm not.
Okay, thanks for coming up. I'm gonna bring up that conversation's going nowhere. I'm bringing up